Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Riley Foster, Foster's Custom Steel. I was just informed that it had been a month, nearly a month, since I had done a video. And I thought, well, I got a small job that came through the shop. I thought I'd go ahead and do a small video on it, and then it turned out it ain't so small. This is a seat off of a rehab chair called a NuStep, and what it does is it gives the patient the ability to sit in a comfortable chair and pedal, or not pedal, press on pedals. I don't think they're rotating, they're back and forth. Object is to get exercise, loosen up the muscles, and blah, blah, blah. Well, this thing has been used multiple times a day, every day, all day long. Things wear out. So what happened was this, as you can see, was broken off. It goes like that. Yeah. Well, the steel is stretched, so I have to clean it up and get rid of the powder coating. That's another thing about powder coating. It can be a pain in the butt. It's nice, but it can be a pain in the butt when you have to clean it. So I also noticed this piece here hits a latch, and as this moves up and down, that works that latch so that this chair will rotate in a circle and the patient can get off and on. Well, that is worn and needs to be repaired, and there's the latch that it hits on this very large ball bearing that I had that runs on tracks. It's not terribly complicated, but it ain't the easiest thing in the world to work with. This latch here seems to be in good shape. It doesn't feel frayed on one side or the other, but one of the pieces is not just frayed, it is plastic, and it is pretty much toast. So I'm trying to, while I'm going to repair that, I'm trying to figure out a way to make this out of either aluminum or metal. And this little sleeve over here, I may have that, but it is just worn out also and has split. So these are the things that get worn that the company, I don't guess, ever thought about. Believe it or not, that round spring fits in that square hole like that, and then that little plastic pocket goes in there and guides that handle and keeps it in line. Boy, it can be fixed, but it's going to take a bit, and I'll turn the video off and on while I'm doing it. You don't want to sit here and watch me grind and clean and all of that. So hold on for just a little bit and let me get this to where I can start looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. All right, so I'm going to drop in and out of this video. Again, sometimes watching people work is about as exciting as watch paint dry. So I wanted to give you an idea. Yes, I do clean things when it's needed, and this is one of those times that you needed to clean up where you're going to weld. But the time the heat melts the steel and adds the wire that's going to hold this in place, it's got to melt through that paint, and it creates this thing called porosity, which is just filth inside the weld, and that's why things crack. Now you'll notice on the frame I was not able to get a sanding disc in there, and I could take a Dremel and clean that. So I'm going to tack this in place, and I will weld the outside first while holding it in place to keep it from moving. And what that'll do is that'll melt and burn all that paint off the inside, clean it with a wire brush, and weld it up. Fortunate on this job, I can leave the majority of the weld in place. I think there's room for it, so it won't be in the way. And then I'm going to go about trying to figure out what to do about this little piece here. I have machining capabilities, but oh my goodness, if I make this out of aluminum, I don't have computer program that you just type this in and it does it. This is one of those things I have to set up the tool, mind it for probably, believe it or not, that might take an hour and 45 minutes to make that. Maybe 2 hours, and I'm not sure we're going to go that route. So I'll see as I go along on this. Make sure this other side isn't cracked or broken. It does not appear to be. And I'm not sure, I don't know why that had so much stress and strain on it. Maybe it's just the side that they mount and dismount the majority of the time. So I'm going to pop out here, and then I'll pop back in when I start to weld it up. And let's get things set up to do that. Hey guys, remember, like, share, and comment. I'm trying to get my base built up, and also wouldn't hurt if you went on my GoFundMe page. It's the Welding by Riley Foster on GoFundMe. I'm trying to get that little church house in West Virginia. At least I got the roof on it. I paid to do that and stuff. I want to get the front porch next so that there's an entrance way and it's not hazardous. If you can help, great. If not, I understand. I'm not going to beg, buy, lie, borrow, or steal. I'm just offering, if you want to help out, I'd very much appreciate it. Hold on, we're going to get right back to this. All right, got everything covered up. Went ahead and checked this. Tapped it down with a hammer here because it had a small gap in it. But you can't feel that crack or that seam, so that's about where it should be. As you see, I got a 1/2 inch square bar clamped to it so that it doesn't move. And that's a great big plus when you want something to stay where you put it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this in a couple of places, and I'll probably go ahead and weld as much of this side out as I can. So if you remember, I got to burn the paint off the other side, and the only way to do that is heat it up. So let's get a few tacks here and see what we get. Yeah, so there you go. That's one of the problems we got, is this paint, really good quality paint. Let's see if I can cut into it with this clamp right quick without moving that too much. Let's see if that won't cut into it. Make sure it's still held on there. Yeah, so I'm not getting a good ground. Actually, I'm not getting any ground. Let's see if that... did not. How about that? So, not a problem fixing that. Now I had to get a better ground on it, so we should have contact now. Like I said, I'm just going to get some welds on this side. You can see that paint burning. I'm gonna tell you, that's some nasty stuff. Good quality paint. Don't know who makes it, but definitely is tough stuff. It won't cut through unless you got a ground on a naked piece of metal. All right, that wasn't too painful. Let me show you what all I have done here. Again, I'm going to clean this side up. The crack is fully welded all the way up to that edge right there. Now, and again, this is not the absolute prettiest weld, but I'll guarantee you it will hold. And then on this back side over here, as you can see, I was able to get down in there after I burnt that paint off the other side and get a good weld on this inside here. I got it wire brushed off, and I'm gonna get it painted up. Now the next problem is that little doohickey right there. I'm gonna scratch my head on it a little bit. It probably won't be in this video because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to solve that problem, and it has to be solved. Now, I'm Go ahead and cut my little welder off here. Again, guys, that's that Pro MiG 135. I've had it for decades. I've ran it so hot it kick off multiple times, and it's just a good welder. As you can see, my shop is a mess, but I'm playing and doing a lot of artwork. There's a piece I'm working on. Yeah, there's a piece that I'm working on, and they're everywhere. I love to be able to play in my shop regularly. I also do a lot of custom steel work. Now you hear this noise over here. I want to show you what it is. I need to be able to paint inside that before I put it back together. My good old faithful treadmill, cheap old treadmill. I've had it for a long time now. Paint roller. It rolls, as I did a video before. Yeah, that's Canyon black paint, Rust-Oleum, good stuff. It rolls 4 cans of paint, actually 8. You can put both of those in there at one time. Or with that cylinder down there, I can roll a gallon, or I can put a quart in each one. So all in all, that's an unbelievably great tool. I recommend every DIY welding shop have one. Remember, guys, like, share, and comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know where you're from. That was FedEx just pulled up and made a delivery. I wished I'd have took stock in FedEx and UPS and all these delivering companies before COVID, because everybody and their brother has it delivered now. So again, I'm gonna paint this black. Guys, I'm done with this. I'm gonna put it back together. I'm gonna figure out what to do with that little plastic piece, but it will go back to this Stewart Physical Therapy. Great place, great people. They care a lot about their customers and their patients. So if you're in Mebane or North Carolina area and you need physical therapy, Stewart Physical Therapy. Good people. Let me know where you're from. I'm not mailing you anything. I don't want your address. Just tell me what continent you're on or what country you're in. Remember to like, share, and comment. Always give thanks and have a great day.